foot photos.
Hey, if
on
you got a
Patreon.
good, if you got a set of good tootsies, do it.
Yeah.
I've always thought
Why
about it.
not?
I've always thought about it.
Well, just so you guys know, we're live now.
Okay,
Everyone heard
was
you
that
say
before or
tootsies.
after that?
Everyone heard you say tootsies. Andy,
Hello.
how do you like that?
Well,
Hey,
for
everybody.
clarification and in my defense, it was about a foot fetish thing. So, you know.
Yes, it
Yeah.
was.
So, welcome everybody to Sound Booth Theater Live.
Woo!
We are here with Mr. Justin Thomas James.
Yo! Is my camera okay?
Yes.
Or is it better
Ms.
like this?
No, it's not better that way. We hate you. We hate you for this. We tried to pull this earlier.
I
It
just
wasn't
wanted to
funny
share
either.
the funny joke with the fans.
I just
We are
want people
also-
to like me.
We are also joined by Ms. Andrea Parsnow
Hello.
Ooh.
and Mr. Harmon Cooper.
Harmon.
Hola.
And yes, today we are going through some We Could Be Heroes by Harmon Cooper. This is his newest release. When did this come out?
3 weeks ago?
3 weeks ago. It came out earlier than that, named something different, but we'll forget all about it and just pretend.
I don't even know what you're talking about.
Yeah, me neither. I already forget. So thank you guys for joining us, first of all. We're really happy to bring your awareness to this audiobook because we're recording music for it. We have both Andrea Parsnow and Annie Ellicott doing voices for it. We have Justin narrating and me doing characters as well. And this is going to be a fun production. So let's go ahead and get started. First of all, Harmon, tell us about this book. Why should people give a shit? Serious. Tell us.
You should have gave me these questions ahead of time so I could prepare like an eloquent answer. We've been together all day, and now you share these questions with me. Underdog story. It's about a group of people who don't have superpowers and gain them through strange ways. And it is related to the House of Dolls series. In fact, it's taking place at the same time as House of Dolls. And there are some characters that are shared between both worlds. It has superhero elements. It has game-lit elements. It has fantasy elements going forward, especially into the second book. And it's a fun and wild ride. And if you haven't already read it, the audio is going to blow you away. If you have read it, it'll blow you away again. And then you'll be blown away twice. And I think that's enough times to be blown away.
Maybe. They could re-listen and be blown away a third time.
There you go. Yeah, especially when the second book comes out, then you'll get to hear like how we've connected music from the first. So, yeah. You can memorize all the parts.
Uh-oh. Are you not connected to the Wi-Fi, Harmon?
I am.
Oh, okay, good. Is anybody else getting the Skippy, Harmon?
Not as
It's
much.
fine for me.
Okay, it's probably just me, which is bad because I'm the host. But let's hope that everybody else is fine. All right, so we're gonna start with chapter 3. This is introducing us to pretty much all the main characters. We have Justin playing as Sam, and he's also narrating. And one thing I really love about this book is that Harmon chose a really interesting and distinct narrative voice as opposed to the voice of the main character. So Justin really gets to stretches his legs here.
Yeah, and in terms of a voice for the narrator, what were you kind of imagining, Harmon?
Surprised me.
Okay, all right. I've got some ideas. I know Jeff and I are thinking of like kind of urban, soulful, like
Yeah, I love that. And for the MC,
yeah,
go with it.
Yeah, with
right.
Sam. Yeah.
And then Andy will be playing. Okay, who's in the scene? Zoe and Helena.
Yep.
Double blown. Sorry, I couldn't help it. I saw that Andy typed that. into the chat, and I just thought it was appropriate because we were just talking about the two characters. Anyway, so yeah, Harmon, let's give Andy some direction on these two characters.
Okay, cool. So for Zoe, she is a very tough character, headstrong. She's jealous. She's very powerful. She's a model, and she has a kind of argumentative personality, but she has a really big heart. And so for her, we've been talking a lot about her today and how we have the theme that we've written for her it has like a big tiger growl in it. She's very headstrong, and she's the person that can kind of get the group and try to cut shit if someone's doing something. She doesn't really have a lot of poise in that regard. Really fun way, and she's Sam's ex.
Sam is the main character, by the way.
How old is she?
Yes. This would be in 20s, so.
Okay.
That was inappropriate.
And I have all these exact. I don't know off the top of my head right now. I have them all.
When you hear her, do you hear her as a lighter voiced character or a really heavy breathy character?
Heavy breath. What do you guys
like
think?
Tough, edgy, like heavier, harsher sort of.
Stop. My microphone. I whacked my microphone with my head. Sorry.
It's all part of the show.
Just because someone has a higher voice doesn't mean they ain't headstrong, Mr. J.
I'm not doing that for her, but
that's lovely.
I was proving a point. Also, this microphone is entirely too close to my head. That is the second time I've hit it. Hold on.
I actually thought of her as having more of an East. Since Centralia is its own world, I don't know how that would vibe. So, but she's kind of grown up tough, raised by her grandmother, raised on the streets, and have a modeling career has come out of that.
Cool.
So she does know how to like put on that type of show when she needs to.
Okay.
It might be cool if she did have that accent, just not that strong.
That's literally my Harley Quinn impersonation. So that was.
I know.
That was a joke.
I know.
That was not a real character.
It's pretty good.
Okay.
I think there's like a couple side characters in this one that you could just do your own thing. Oh no, it's just Helena and Zoe.
Jeff can handle those. Yeah, Helena's the other one in this one. She's the other main character.
Tell us about
Can you
Helena.
tell me about Helena? Yeah.
So Helena is raised prim and proper. She's one of the richest people in this world. She's heiress to a corporation started by her grandfather. She's CEO of the board. So she always has manners. She's polite, and she's pretty much the leader of the group. She's the one who, if they have to negotiate, she will do the negotiation. She's the opposite of Zoe, but they don't really clash as much as they should, because Zoe, although she's jealous of her, she respects the way Helena handles things and wishes maybe she could handle things in that way as well. And as the book progresses, they do train together, and she starts to kind of like pick up some of Helena's training styles and stuff because of she sees it being effective, but she would never admit it's effective. So we're talking prim, proper, well manicured, raised in like the highest of like upper 1% of society. And
Her
she's Sam's
theme, her
current
musical theme is like bossa nova.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, in this scene, she's not his girlfriend yet, but it's when they first meet. So in this scene, Sam meets Helena for the first time, and he meets Zoe, who they broke up like about 6 months ago, and they're all happen to be in jail at the same time.
Okay.
Yeah. That's why the chapter is called Conjugal Visit.
Well, not quite a conjugal visit.
It's not at all a conjugal visit. Yeah, the chapters are very misleading. So that's, yeah.
I think
it would be very misleading.
Hey, Jeff.
Mm-hmm.
How do you feel about taking Sam on this one?
Okay.
Yeah, I'll just stick to the narrator. Dope. Okay, well, I'm ready to go when you guys are.
In case anybody has it readily available, there is a very agitating whistling noise.
It's the fan.
Oh, okay. Yeah, just
Turn that damn
FYI.
thing off.
That's coming through, and it is like,
I heard that too. I was like, what is
loud whistling.
I can't tell if it's my fan or if it's yours down there.
Did you turn your fan off up there? Probably this fan is loud.
Turned it off now. Okay,
But
Andy.
comfortable.
You let us know.
I'm like
Now
the
I'm going to
princess
start
in the
sweating.
pea with my ears. I can't have it.
You're like a princess going pee?
Yes, that is precisely what I said.
They're still whistling.
There is still whistling, though. Yeah. I was just going to shut up about it because I don't want to be high maintenance.
So the fan is off. My fan is off.
I'm turning mine back on then.
So they're still whistling. What could be whistling? I don't hear any whistling.
I hear it. It's like someone's making tea somewhere.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what it sounds like. It sounds like a tea kettle.
Oh, then you know what? It might be feedback from
It could be.
the two of you guys. But I still should be able to hear it.
It's primarily when you're on screen, Justin, but I have no idea what that could be. I don't know.
Interesting.
Okay. Well, sorry, guys. There's a little weird, annoying noise. It won't be in the audiobook. I promise.
Stupid Zenith.
I'm a sweater puppy.
I see you, Zenith.
What?
Zenith is in the chat saying in before Andy does sweater puppies. In the stream the other day, his girlfriend has a D&D game, and I guess she has a pet that is in her sweater. Like I think it's a baby kobold. I think she said baby kobold. I can't remember. But it basically, someone's talking about it, and it pops out of her shirt and just goes,
I'm a sweater puppy.
and so she asked me if I could do that line for her, and I did it like 7 different times in 7 different. It was probably 4. I'm exaggerating, but I said it a bunch of times trying to get it right. Anyway,
Sweater puppies are adorable.
baby kobold.
Okay.
There it is. He sent it. I'm done now.
All right.
Cool. Well, I don't know if you guys.
Ready when you are, Justin.
I can't hear it now.
No, I don't hear the
There's
whistling
no
anymore.
whistle.
No whistling? It might have been okay. So it might have been my headphones.
Okay.
Oh.
Cool. All right. Well, shall we do this?
Let's do this.
All right. Try to get into character. Chapter 3. Not quite a conjugal visit. Don't you just love reunions? It was love at like 300th sight. There was no telling how many times Sam Miko and Zoe Goa Ramon had seen each other before the start of this twisted tale. Because really, how often does someone keep track of how many times they've seen someone else, especially when they were dating? And it wasn't really love. It was more like shock once they locked eyes in cells across from one another. Apparently, it had been a pretty busy night in Centralia. Centralia?
Yeah.
So the fuzz were keeping low-level offenders, male and female, in a room with 2 holding cells. What could possibly go wrong, right? There was a lot of catcalling, especially when everyone saw Zoe Goa Ramon, a.k.a. Tiger Ears, a.k.a. Hot Body in the wannabe superhero outfit, come into the room by some shitty dudes in Sam's cell, and jealous looks from some trashy broads in Zoe's cell who had been brought in for public intoxication. A super fat, trolley-sized police officer with weird warts and... Oh, my God. Something just fucked up. Hold up. My script just froze, and I cannot scroll down and read the script. Jeff, can you take over for a second?
Yep. A super fat, trolley-sized police officer with weird warts and a puffy red face occasionally told everyone to quiet down.
What the hell are you doing here?
Zoe asked. She really missed me, Sam thought, inhaling her essence. It was like someone had taken all his sinus problems and congestion away shoved two giant tubes up each nostril, allowing Sam to smell any and everything in his vicinity, gather data from it, and understand intricate details about its life.
I'm back.
He had been mouth breathing.
He had been mouth breathing for the last 10 minutes, but seeing Zoe had made him forget all about his controlled breathing. The non-exemplar, who very well might be an exemplar with his newfound power, unable to fathom how she came to be in the exact same cell as him. And he understood why she would be here, probably because she was impersonating an exemplar. But he was still unable to fathom the odds of her actually being in the same holding cell as him, especially when the women and men were generally separated. Talk about a coinkydink. Sam didn't even use the word coinkydink because it wasn't a term that anyone had heard of in Centralia. But if he had known the definition, he would most assuredly have agreed.
Did it freeze again?
No, it didn't. It just... I'm doing... Sorry, I just lost it. Yep, most of assuredly have agreed that this was a lucky chance occurrence. The woman in the cage before him, the one who brained his fucks out more times than he could count, hadn't spoken to him in over a year. And he really didn't know why. Sam thought that they had been getting along just fine. Sure, there had been a few fights, but what couple didn't have fights? No, there was something seriously wrong with what happened between them, and now he could sense that she actually missed him, that she had fingered herself earlier thinking about him, that the dark-haired girl with fake tiger ears had a soft spot for one Samuel Miko, and of all places to explore these feelings.
I got arrested.
Sam finally told her.
It took you 1 minute to tell me that? Of course you got arrested. I got arrested too. Both of us are arrested. How did it take you 1 minute to formulate that thought? Why did you get arrested?
She asked, her large chest heaving up and down.
Lots on my mind,
He finally said, reverting back to mouth breathing.
You still didn't answer my question.
I'm not proud of it. I got caught impersonating. Let's just say that.
Duh. Same here. But there have to be more details than that.
Zoe was scared. Sam could smell it on her, and the fear chemicals mixed with her surprise at seeing him was affecting her breathing in some way.
Yeah, sorry,
Sam said through the bars, reminding himself to breathe through his nose, especially after one of the shitty dudes behind him belched.
Stop talking to each other, inmates,
That prison guard said before he returned to his gossip magazine on Centralian exemplars.
I got arrested for doing something up north.
Sam finally said.
What did you do?
She asked, raising an eyebrow.
You aren't going to like it.
What the hell did you do, Sam?
She asked, her voice rising.
Look, it doesn't matter. Well, I guess it does matter, but I was impersonating an exemplar, okay? Probably the same reason you're in here, right?
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Zoe said, her dark eyes dropping.
You guys got busted for impersonating exemplars too? I don't like that. I don't like that. Hold on.
Okay.
I don't like how bubbly that is. That doesn't sound serious and CEO enough.
Yeah, she's not bubbly at all.
No, I don't like it.
But she's kind of breezy, right?
Yeah, maybe a little lower and airy.
We can do that. You guys got busted for impersonating exemplars too? That is so hard to say! Impersonating exemplars. I got it. You guys got busted for impersonating exemplars too?
A woman asked, stepping up next to Zoe. She was lean and fit, dressed in clothing that guys usually wore, yet she was cute too, a tomboy of sorts, in a pair of tight suspenders and a loose-fitting shirt that revealed some cleavage.
I'm Helena, by the way,
the woman said. She wore a brown cap, gray hair jutting out the back and tied into 2 tight ponytails.
Hi, Helena. Nice to meet you.
Sam said. Zoe's eyes narrowed on Sam.
I thought you were talking to me, not her.
Is there any reason I can't talk to both of you?
Sam asked. Zoe and Helena exchanged glances. Finally, Zoe shrugged.
I guess that's okay. It's not like we can go anywhere to be in private. I only came up to talk to you two because I heard someone mention something about impersonating an exemplar. That's why I'm in here too.
Helena said, tipping her hat to Sam.
Okay, so looks like we're all in for the same thing,
said Sam.
What are the chances of that?
Helena asked.
Doesn't matter,
asked Zoe.
I'm going to blow!
A man behind Sam shouted out, pressing his hands to his stomach.
Please, no.
Zoe watched in horror as the man stripped his pants off and aimed his puckered asshole at the chubby prison guard. Sam tried to get to the opposite side of the cell, his fingers pinched on his nose just in time before the inmate's bowel exploded. But he was too late to avoid the ass-splosion. Sam tried not to breathe anything in, holding his breath as an alarm went off as the fat guard choked, calling for backup. It wasn't pretty. But the prisoner's scatological act, at least, cleared everyone out of the room. Sam, Helena, and Zoe were quickly led into an interrogation room. And all this happened pretty quickly, too. One moment, the man was aiming his hairy sphincter at the chubby prison guard. The next moment, he was blowing it out the other end. And a couple moments after that, more prison guards rushed in wearing riot gear and wielding batons. But the important matter remained. Sam, Tomboy Helena, and Zoe were separated from the pack.
I can finally breathe,
Sam said, sucking in big gulps of air through his mouth, his hands on his knees.
What's wrong with you?
Zoe asked, slugging him.
Aside from the fact that someone just shit everywhere,
Helena asked.
He seems fine to me. No! Oh, wait. No! We have a history.
Zoe told her coldly.
No, we have a history. And there's something different about him. I'm going to keep interrupting you. Go ahead, Justin. Ooh. I froze really bad. Did I freeze? Did they freeze? What happened?
You were frozen for a second.
Shoot. Sorry, guys.
Okay, yeah, it's back. We're all back. Sorry, guys.
Sorry.
Terrible freezing moment.
Sorry,
Yeah,
I was
okay.
leapfrogging with Justin. I'm sorry, Justin. It was cutting in audio and I couldn't hear you.
Yeah. It's all good.
Let's start with no, we have a history.
No, we have a history.
Zoe told her coldly.
And there's something different about him. About the way he looks.
Helena shrugged.
He looks the same to me as he did back in the cell. I can't believe I have to have this conversation with you.
Zoe told the woman.
I hardly even know you. Well, you should know me. Or at least you should know of my family. Helena Knight, sole heiress of the Knight Corporation.
Helena said, offering her hand to Zoe, whose jaw had just dropped open. When Zoe didn't take her hand, Helena took off her hat, her gray hair falling out. Zoe's mouth dropping even further as she recalled seeing her picture in one of the tabloids.
Why are you in here? Sorry, it's really bad. Same reason you are,
said Helena.
I thought we already went over that. Don't you have some fancy-ass lawyers or something you could use to break you out of here?
Helena's smile cracked.
There are some things I'd prefer my family not know about.
Nice to meet you,
Sam said. And in that instant, with a single whiff, Sam knew the two would have a future together. He didn't know what this future would entail, but he could tell that Helena Knight was attracted to him in some way. He could also tell by the way that Zoe was glaring at them that this may be an issue.
It's my nose.
Sam told the two.
I can smell everything. Like I said back there. Everything. I hit my nose when they arrested me, and it's like a door opened up into everyone's life. My sense of smell is through the roof.
Stop bullshitting us, Sam.
Zoe started to say.
Okay then, Mr. Sniff Test. Tell me something about me,
said Helena Knight, lifting the back of her hand to him.
Let's see if you get it right.
Are you sure?
Sam asked, his nostrils flaring.
I'd like to see this newfound ability of yours, if you don't mind.
I'll try my best.
And with that, Sam brought her hand to his nose. Boom.
All right, that's chapter.
Papter!
Papter.
Papter! It's
Nice.
Papter. Say it right, Jeff.
Okay, Papter. All right, so cool. Those are the two main chicas. And
There's one more.
there's one more who Annie will be voicing, but she is not with us here today. So we're going to move on to chapter 13.
14.
Oh, that's 18. 14?
Yeah.
Chapter 14. Chapter 14, sorry.
Thank you.
After, yes.
No, it's appropriate as chapter whenever you're just saying it like that, but when you say it at the end, it's Papter.
Oh, sorry.
Okay.
Fuck, I should know these
Chapter
words.
at the.
Explosive Persimmons.
Yes.
Yeah.
Harmon, you have the best chapter titles. These things crack
They're
me up.
just getting crazier in this book.
I had to learn how to say "don't dice with the gods" in German for Star Spangled. Okay, I had to do so much research on how to say that.
Oh, I forgot how to say that.
I hated you for like an hour and a half trying to figure out how to say that in German. I was like, oh boy. I'm done.
Da ihr Deutsch studieren, meine Deutsch ist sehr schlecht.
Luckily, my husband speaks a lot of German, so I was just like, how do you say this?
All right. So, chapter 14, we get introduced to Dr. Hamza Grumio. And so, tell us about Dr. Hamza, please.
All right, without spoiling too much, he serves as an antagonist at times and a what's the word? A friend of my enemy is my friend. Is there a word for that?
The
Frenemy?
enemy of my enemy is my friend.
Frenemy. A frenemy is that describes it. Yeah. So Dr. Hamza's deal in a nutshell is like everyone else, he is a non-exemplar, and non-exemplars have the Centralia is divided into two types of people with superpowers and people whose powers are not fully developed. So you could call them half-powered. Some of them have a little bit more than others, but they're not classified as fully powered. His power allows him, which is basically a dormant power, allows him to basically look at something and get the molecular structure, the chemicals it's made up, anything, and which is why the chapter is titled "Explosive Persimmons," because he does something with this later during the chapter. Personality-wise, he is kind of shady. He'll do anything for his experiments. He has really no morals when it comes to that. So if it includes kidnapping someone, he would do that if he could justify it through science. So he's a science to like an evil degree, basically. But he's not necessarily always evil.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah. All right, so here in this chapter, we're going to meet Dr. Hamza, and we're also going to meet Mia. And, okay, careful with this, Andrea. We don't have labels for our characters in this one. So we'll just have to pay close attention to the context like we usually do.
If I slip
narrating books.
I'll try to correct it. I just won't do it in the book.
All right. Also, we have a table here, Centralia Power Classifications chart. We're just going to skip that.
Okay.
Sweet.
All right.
All right, here we go. Chapter 14. Explosive persimmons. Persimmons? Persimmons?
Probably
Persimmons.
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 Persimmons. Explosive persimmons. A chapter about a man named Dr. Hamza Grumia, Centralia's favorite underground witch doctor with a checkered past and an even shadier practice. It wasn't supposed to turn out this way. Dr. Hamza Grumia, an immigrant from the Northern Alliance, didn't mind the woman named Mia's request.
Anything to further the experiment.
This was the motto by which Dr. Hamza lived his life. And if someone else was injured along the way, well, that was just part of the scientific process. After all researchers needed guinea pigs, and all guinea pigs needed researchers. Besides, Dr. Hamza was self-made, not a real doctor, not even an official researcher. But he had done enough experiments and had wreaked enough havoc on Centralia's medical community to give himself the title. Maybe evil doctor was more apropos, but Dr. Hamza didn't see himself as evil. The blond man with a bit of white in his beard saw himself as selfless, a champion for non-exemplars, someone taking a dark and winding road to finally do something good, someone willing to do anything for raw data. Besides, he had come here at Mia's request, and he had already warned her what would happen if she took too much of the serum he'd yet to perfect. And she wasn't going to like what he said next. When Mia took Dr. Hamza's serum, she became a beast morpher, a type 2 class C, which was Centralia's shitty way of saying that she was dangerous to the public and was capable of organic manipulation, aka morphing. While Dr. Hamza might not have been an actual doctor, he knew the same things that any doctor, exemplar or non-exemplar, would know. He understood Centralia's exemplar classification system and knew its weaknesses, to the point that he could visualize the common chart used by the government offices. He also knew that the other alliances and provinces utilized different charts, that the strangest exemplars came from the Western province, and that there was a way to bring out a non-exemplar's power through the right combo of chemicals, even if the combination was unstable. And this was exactly what Mia wanted from Dr. Hamza. The beast morpher had started off with payments, but when she'd run out of money, she started using other means to pay Dr. Hamza. He was initially reluctant to take Mia's body as payment, but she made love like a sexpert, the woman more aggressive than any woman, client or otherwise, he had been with before. And Dr. Hamza would have liked to see their little relationship continue, but he was starting to actually like her, and he didn't want to lie to himself. He also knew that he couldn't keep supplying her for free, mostly because the chemicals he used weren't easy to come by, but also for another, more sinister yet scientifically important reason. He wanted to see what an overdose would do.
I'm here to cut you off,
he told her, using the line he'd practiced in front of the mirror earlier, instead of his usual hello, kiss on the cheek, and squeeze of the ass.
1 second. Okay, so Harmon, tell us about Mia. Give us some direction here.
So she doesn't have a great number of lines. She becomes a monster very quickly, so you guys are going to have effects on that when she does speak, which would be rare. So she's a side character. She will be in all the books, and I think she'll be featured more prominently in the third book. But yeah, that's what I have right now. Without giving out spoilers, I don't want to give any spoilers. So.
Okay. Well, that's all you get, Andy. Sorry.
You want me to do her right now?
Yeah, do her.
Yeah. Do her. Going to do them. Okay. Come again.
Mia was 2 heads taller than Dr. Hamza, muscular, with a sharp chin and a mess of blue hair. Even though she was non-exemplar, it was clear that she had a predisposition to morph, evident in her size and the slight tint to her skin. When Mia took the medicine, she grew 3 feet taller, her skin turning scaly and metallic, wings forming on her back. It was terrifying. Fucking beautiful, but terrifying.
I can't keep giving you this stuff for free.
Dr. Hamza told her, not as afraid of the powerful woman as he should have been.
This isn't enough for you,
She said, lifting her skirt, showing him that she was naked beneath, that she'd recently shaved her other hand naturally falling on the lips of her vagina and rubbing in a circular motion.
I made sure it was wet before you came over.
I just can't continue to get the chemicals I need to make this stuff without payment.
He finally said.
But I want it.
She said, dropping the ends of her dress.
You know that.
There are side effects, Mia, and one of them is a dependency on the serum. I want you to be healthy, and I wanted to deliver this message to you in person because...
Because?
Mia asked, a vein appearing on her forehead, her fists now curled at her sides. They were in her first-floor apartment, and Dr. Hamza already had a teleporter scheduled to come to his location, but for his plan to work, he needed to really push her buttons. He needed to really get under her skin. It was a gamble, but that was usually how Dr. Hamza Grumio played things.
Sweet Mia, relax a little. I just thought it was the right thing to do.
Why did you want to deliver the message to me in person then? Why not just send me a mental message?
She asked, tapping the side of her skull.
You and I...
Oh,
is that
sorry.
it? Wait.
No, that's me. That's me.
That's you. Okay, sorry. I didn't know who it was.
You and I had something, and I thought it would be rude to just send you a mental message.
It was as close to the truth as he wanted to get, but Mia wasn't having it.
If you show up here, you had better show up with something for me,
she said, baring her teeth.
Mia, just...
I'm not playing around with you, Hamza,
she said, grabbing him by the shirt collar. Had she been in her beast form, she would have been able to lift him up with a single hand, but rather than attempt anything like that, she just pushed him backward, slamming him into a wall, a picture frame falling.
Mia!
For some reason, and it was probably his dick talking, Dr. Hamza had believed that he could come over here and cut her off and that she would have a sort of emotional experience. And then he would be there to comfort her. And that comfort would lead to something else. And maybe they could have one last go at it. And afterward, he would give her a final taste, a stronger dose than he'd ever prepared until this point. But even he wasn't stupid enough to think that would work. No. The instant he tried to cut her off, Mia would go on the offensive.
Where is it?
Mia asked, reading the look in his eyes.
You have some on you, don't you? Don't you?
She slammed him into the wall again, and damn if he didn't want to fuck her in that moment. But the time for that was over. Things had officially escalated.
In my pocket. Front pocket.
Dr. Hamza said, nodding down to the pocket of his lab coat. Mia jammed her hand in and pulled out a bag of white powder.
Why isn't it in pill form?
She asked.
I told you. I barely have any left, and I didn't want to waste any pills. Times are tough.
He said, fixing the front of his lab coat. Mia opened up the little packet and inhaled deeply.
Oh, it smells just like how it tastes,
she said, licking her lips.
Don't take it like that.
He started to tell her.
You should just take a little at a time. Mix it with water, not all at once, and not right now. That's for later, once I'm gone.
I'm sick of this,
she said, her eyes jumping from Dr. Hamza's face back to the packet.
The back and forth. The non-exemplar exemplar. I just want to be an exemplar. Do you know what it's like to fly around? To finally feel free in my skin. I want to be able to transform and transform back without this shit!
Mia, no!
He shouted as she dumped the contents of the packet in her open mouth. She grabbed the glass of water that had been sitting on the coffee table and threw it back, licking her lips, drinking more of the water. She turned the bag inside out and began running her tongue along it, getting every last bit.
See? No harm done,
she said, swallowing hard.
It's too much.
Dr. Hamza started to tell her, concern flitting across his face. But this was a lie. Not what he was saying, but the look on his face. Dr. Hamza wasn't an idiot, and he knew that, somehow, she would get the packet of what he liked to call serum. He didn't like the way she went about getting it. He would have preferred a more sensual way, maybe him spoon-feeding it to her after a final bang. But she had chosen her route, and now he would be able to observe what happened when someone took too much. It was a gamble, but his play had worked.
How do you feel?
He asked, going into scientist mode. Mia's throat bulged and retracted, the woman's breath deepening as her arms and legs twitched as she tried to use the couch for balance. She was licking her lips again, and as she looked up at him, her face began to expand, Mia's eyes turning orange, her transformation beginning.
I'm going to kill you.
Still keeping her pretty face, Mia's lips started to tear at the corners, stretching upward and back to her temples, dozens and dozens of razor-sharp teeth sprouting from her gums.
Fascinating,
Dr. Hamza said as he rolled his sleeve back, exposing his wrist guard. He didn't know exactly how this was going to turn out, but he had the feeling he might have to put her down, a mercy killing if there ever was one. The part of Dr. Hamza that had been secretly wishing to keep the friends with benefits relationship going now seemed completely trivial. Now, he was focused on a different concept: self-preservation.
Scene. Okay, not quite a papter,
No.
because it's like mid chapter.
Half papter.
Half pepper.
Half
After.
So, yes, thank you guys so much for reading these little bits. We have more coming to you. Trust us. And yeah, I think that's all we're going to do for this particular book. But Harmon also gave me a little bit of Fantasy Online 4, which I know everybody has been waiting for very, very patiently. For how long? When did FO3 come out? Was that 2017?
Book 3 came out in February 2018. Nope. Yeah. February of last year. So book 4 is Fantasy Online Tokyo, and
Last year, okay.
I'm working on some other stuff right now.
Okay, so this is just a really short.
This is the
really
first
short
chapter,
taste of
though.
that
This is the intro. Get excited where this is gonna go, because yeah.
I
already told
It
you.
looks like. Hold on. Looks like we lost Justin and. No, wait, Justin's sort of
Hello.
leaving. There he is. Oh no, you're back.
I'm assuming you're done with me.
Yes, we're done. Thank you, Andy, so much.
Thank you, Andrea.
for popping in and hanging with us.
Thank you. That was a lot of fun. I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, I can't
it's
wait.
gonna be good. We'll show you the music when it's done too.
Please,
Not
do.
you guys. Not you guys, Andy.
No, you guys don't get it. I like that I'm looking at the chat right now. Like they know I'm looking at the chat. You know I'm looking at the chat.
Not you.
know. All right. I love you guys. Thank you so much. Thank you, everybody in the chat, for being
Thank you,
awesome.
Andy.
And thank you guys for having me. Have fun in Austin.
Thank you.
Yes.
Take care.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
What about
Okay,
me, Jeff?
so-
You solo in this one?
I don't think you're in this one. So it's just me and Harmon on this.
Sweet. I'll come poke around downstairs. You might see me
Okay,
in the background.
don't poke me.
Okay. Fine.
All right.
This
All
is gonna be
right. See you
quite
guys
funny,
later.
though, so.
All right. Fantasy Online, Book 4, Chapter 1, Part 1. Ryuk doesn't know what time it is when he wakes up, only that he is in Tokyo, in a hotel that Feetwix's fans have paid for. A nice, comfortable place that... No! Ryuk says he hears snoring at the foot of the bed. No, no, no! The sound of a squealing fart confirms it. Before Ryuk can even get his blankets off, Hiccup is cursing at the flatulence that has woken him up, the fat goblin getting to his feet, grunting, completely naked under a soiled and stained robe with the DD Barbecue logo on the back, his little goblin chalupa hanging off to the side, crust on its tip. Feetwix, are you awake? Ryuk says in his accented English. The famous Swedish gamer is asleep in the bed next to him, lying on his stomach, one hand thrown over the side of the bed, his face buried in a pillow. Feetwix! Marbles? Hiccup asks, looking around, squinting, confused. Where in the fick? You're in Tokyo, Ryuk says, rubbing the sleep from his eyes. What the fuck are you doing here? What the fick am I doing here? Gee, fick if I know, Marbles, but my fickered ass thinks it has something to do with your screwy head. So don't start false flagging me, whatever the fick that means, you chicken little chicken fick. Get me the fick out of here. I want to get back to Tritania, damn it. Fick this place already. Fick! Too goddamn clean. Fick! Hiccup's voice grows raspy. I'm getting panicky over here, kid. The tunnel is opening up. Fick, no. Busty Gazonga's here, too. Shit, it's not heaven, Marbles. Fick, she has a pitchfork. Oh, Fick, no. She's going to spray me with sour breast milk. Quiet, damn it, Ryuk says as he gets out of bed. And cover yourself up. How the fick am I supposed to do that? Hiccup reaches his mechanical hand down and scratches his chalupa, beating his legs as he does so. Wait a minute. He eyes Marbles suspiciously for a moment. I'm like a freaking ghost over here, aren't I? Am I dead? I hate ghosts. Breathe, Hiccup, breathe. Big breaths. Down to the nutsack. Everything is very legal and very cool. Breathe. Vic. Quiet, Hiccup. Ryuk hisses. I need a second to figure this out. Hiccup. Hiccup? Did you say Hiccup? Feetwix asks, stirring. We're in Tokyo, Ryuk. Hiccup's robes part again, revealing his ass this time as he turns to Feetwix and throws his hands up. Fick me, Twixie! Some bad shit is happening here! I took the red fickin' pill! Fick! Hiccup paces for a moment, burping with nervousness. Someone fickin' talk me down! I'm like a bird! I'll only fly away! Fick! Please, no, Ryuk says, running his hand through his jet black hair. Of all people... People! What part of my anatomy leads you to believe I'm a person? I'm a fickin' goblin, Marbles, you racist hobgoblins, Grundle! What's happening? Feetwix asks. Ryuk, talk to me here, buddy. Ryuk points at his skull. The things from Tritania are back. I see Hiccup. Things? Things? First you call me a person, now you call me a thing! Fick me in the starfish thrice and tell me it's your cake, Marbles! Fick you and your racist commie elitism! Do something! Hiccup beats his hands on his chest, his little goblin cock bouncing left and right. This is a ficking humiliating, I tells ya! Your digital hallucinations? Feetwix gasps. Are you telling me that the he who shall not be named is in Tokyo? Fick! Fick! Hiccup pauses and lifts a finger into the air. Frickin' sweet! My inventory list works here. You want clothes, Marbles? You got them! A three-piece tux appears on the goblin, the ass instantly ripping open due to the weight Hiccup has put on since he got the tux. Too fancy? If you had a three-piece tux, why didn't you wear it when we first met Empress Thun? Ryuk asks, trying his hardest not to roll his eyes and failing. and you tore a hole in the back. Because I only wear this thick suit when I'm visiting other worlds, Hiccup says, turning and showing Ryuk his pimpled ass. And if you ask me, the hole in the back offers easy access if we come across a squat toilet. That's what Japanese people use, right? Or that the Americans? Which people use the toilet that sings you songs and washes your starfish? Ryuk rubs his temples for a moment. You've never visited another world, Hiccup. Sorry for your suffering, Ryuk, but I so wish I could Sorry for your suffering, Ryuk, but I so wish I could live stream this, Beatwix says. The Fickers would love this! Love it! Is he really in a tux? Is it tied in a way that is hilarious? Did you say there was a hole in the back? What the frick is he going on about? Hiccup's tux disappears and a leather tunic with torn shorts appears. Better? I make this look good, right? Might as well get comfy. Frick! We've really got to do something about my figured ass being in Tokyo, though. I got shit I'm supposed to do in Tritania. Although being here may eliminate some debts for me. And I better not be dead. I'm fucking serious here, Marbles. Keep saying that, Hiccup. What's he keep saying? Beatwix asks. What's he keep saying? Hiccup stomps his feet. At least let me finish before you kickstart your otherworldly racism. Be frickin' best, Marbles, and don't tell me there are quality people on both sides. Fick! Where was I? I really can't handle this, Ryuk says, rubbing his temples. He's rambling again about everything, from ghosts to racism. He's such a ficker, Beatwix says quietly, an awestruck look on his face. Marbles, I'd better not be a ghost. That's what I'm trying to say. Now you frickin' tell Twixie exactly what I just said, damn it, or so help me goddess. He's worried that he's a ghost, Ryuk tells Beatwix. Well, fick me! This is crazy, the Swede says. And I'm guessing our dear friend Sophia will want to see about this. That frickin' bitch is here too? Hiccup asks with a snort that produces a wad of snot which he wipes on the side of his tunic. You already knew she was here, Ryuk tells the goblin with a groan. Oh, let's frickin' go then, kiddos, Hiccup says, making the wrap it up signal. I don't have a frickin' day! Beatwix gets out of bed, completely oblivious to the comments Hiccup makes about his weight, the way he looks in the real world versus the Proxima Galaxy, and his thick boy haircut, as he keeps calling it. Once he's taken a piss and changed, the three make their way into the hotel's living room area, where they find Hajime sitting in a meditation position. One look at Ryuk, and Hajime can tell something's wrong. Who is the frickin' guru? Hiccup asks. That's Hajime. I've mentioned him before. Hiccup scratches his ass for a moment as he thinks. Ah, that's right. You mean your frickin' slave? Damn, Marbles, never thought you'd be the type to enslave someone. But we all have our kinks. Pick me if I haven't learned that the hard way. Hiccup looks to Beatwix for a response, but the famous Swedish gamer can't hear him and is more focused on rubbing the sleep from his eyes and from the tail of his face, going through messages and comments from his legion of fans. Hajime! Hiccup, Ryuk says. The goblin? Hajime's eyes dilate for a moment, one of the clearest indications that he's a human droid. What the frick is your slave doing? Hiccup farts and waves the smell over to Beatwix. He's not my slave. Hiccup is calling Hajime your slave? Beatwix asks. Well, does seem like something he'd interpret with that pea-sized brain of his. Hey! Just kidding, Hiccup, wherever you are, Beatwix says, looking around. Boy, Fick, I am tired. I was supposed to be sleeping, but I guess there's no better time than now to respond to the messages in my inbox. What a job! Frick me. Marbles, if this is what Tokyo is going to be like, go ahead and kill me now. Ryuk tries to kick at Hiccup, his leg passing through him. Fick! You kick like a sissy, Marbles. I thought this is the land of the ninjas or some shit. Some frickin' ninja you are. I've seen legless orc chippies kick higher than that. Fick. Did the legless one suck a mean chalupa, just so you know. Don't know why. Also, just to be clear, Fick people who say the word LOL rather than laugh out loud. Heard a guy say that at a knitting class I once attended. What a frickin' chump. We've got to go to Sofia, Ryuk informs Hajime. The goblin won't leave. Frick me. The goblin has a frickin' name! Hiccup throws his hands up in the air and walks to the window, looking out. Ooh, Uncle Goblin likes what he sees. That's like something out of Blade Runner out there. Blade Runner? Ryuk asks. I'm on it, Beetwix says as he performs a quick search over iNet. Ah, here it is. Blade Runner is an American movie series about a dystopian neo-noir future. The fick he just say? Hiccup asks, looking to Feetwix with disgust. Please inform Twixie that Blade Runner is a goblin play that takes place in a shiny city made of glass and metal. It's about a relationship between a fit-in-the-head halfling. Fit those guys. Named Dectard, who has booty sex with a lady orc named Gaff, who has 3 lactating tits. 3 tits, Marbles! Her milk cures Dectard's blindness, and then he embarks on a journey to increase the size of his chalupa so he can anally pleasure her once again and get more of that yummy, yummy tit milk in the process. He dies in the end, but he somehow gets her pregnant, even though he mostly gave it to her through the Hershey Highway, so she has his fickered kid and names him Rutger. Something like that. I left halfway through. That summary comes from an issue of Slippery Goblin Hole's birthday suit edition published at the same time. Give credit where it's due, Marbles. Ryuk moans, his hands coming to his ears. What? Hiccup asks, looking to Feetwix for support. Don't worry, Ryuk. I've already sent a message to Sophia, says Feetwix. And I've contacted her human droid, Evan, Hajime says. I'll arrange for an Uber Yoda, and we'll take the rooftop entrance. Hajime stands, smoothing his hands over his robes. He looks as professional as ever, his hair in a tight bun that Hiccup has already commented on, not a single strand of hair out of place. Other than the digital hallucination you're experiencing, did you sleep well? Well enough, Ryuk says as he pulls a black hooded sweater over his head. And are you hungry? I could prepare something before we depart, Hajime suggests. See? Told you the Tin Man was your slave, Hiccup says with a snort. Frick me. I wish there were dragon wings in Tokyo. Not that I could eat them. They'd probably just pass through, but at least I could be in their presence. I'm fine, Ryuk tells Hajime. Let's just go to the rooftop. Oh, man, it feels good to be...
God damn it. God damn it.
All right, guys. So there's a teaser for Fantasy Online 4. It is coming. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you enjoyed our little We Could Be Heroes segment. And we are going to go back to drinking and hanging out and practicing before tomorrow we get back to recording music for We Could Be Heroes. So thank you guys again for coming and hanging out. Be sure to check all the links in the description below for anything that you need. If this is your first time watching Sound Booth Theater live, please subscribe to our channel. Like the video if you did like it. And I guess, I don't know what the next SBTL is. Probably going to be actually Will Watt doing Shadow Sun Survival. So watch out for that if you're subscribed, or if you're in our Facebook group, just watch for that there. And yeah, that's it for tonight. So y'all have a good one, and we'll see you again soon.
Bye.